Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever it is. For me, you can guess what time it is. Oh, sorry. That's an ironing board behind me. It comes out of the wall. In case you're wondering what's going on in my office, quasi office. This is my quasi office along with my wife. All right, let's get down to business. I'm going to hide my head so we can get going here. Thursday, March 14th, we are looking at 9.2. Why were the European powers able to spread imperialism? I gave you this several days ago, actually, but you have had various class time to work on it, and technically it was already supposed to be due, but I haven't checked it. But for Friday, we'll be checking it. So this is again the easiest thing you do all year. How did a group of small countries take over less than 5% of the world and claim the legal right to rule more than 80% of the world? Shows different the colonization of the patterns of colonization for all of the major European powers. And we've done this story. This gives the high level overview. And so the slides here will help you answer these questions on slide 14 and 15. Okay, that's for the notebook. Slide A12-1. What you're doing with A12-1 is why is my classroom not coming up here? What we're doing with A12-1 is you've got a document that's called British Imperialism in India. So you're going to document a reading called British Imperialism in India. So you're going to answer the questions here as many times as you need to get them correct as a completion. And this is going to be part of let me start my webcam up so you can see me. This is like we've done before. So part of doing this will be considered into the assessment, which I haven't posted yet, which as you might be able to guess, is going to be a short essay using these documents as evidence eventually. Okay. But now we're going to answer the questions and we're going to dissect them. This has to do with the Sepoy Rebellion. The Sepoy Rebellion is our case study for this unit. On Wednesday, we started the Sepoy Rebellion when we were reading the play, and the reasons, why those Indian soldiers rebelled against British rule. So this is dissecting the reasons for this. And so you remember our things about sourcing and bias and corroboration and comparing documents, all the skills that we've learned. So Colin Campbell, what are his two main claims, and why did the British take control of the Ouda? So Colin Campbell is making claims about he believes the British are trying to convert them. The revolt or removal of Muslim king in this northern province of Ouda in India is a concern for him. Keep in mind who he is, and keep in mind who all these people are as you're looking through these documents and their perspective, because that's important, that their perspective dictates what how they're perceived and how you're perceiving the writing. So in other words, do you think this is a trustworthy document? So when you're considering Campbell, remember he takes charge of the British forces during the uprising, and he's looking at, so he's British. So that makes a difference in his perspective, right? And then Sitaram, what are his main claims? And so Sitaram, remember Sitaram is I need to move to Sitaram is a supporter of mine, but he remained loyal to the British, but he had his doubts. So he's talking about his doubts. He's talking about some of the causes. So I remember I told you that the spark was that we got to this point already with cartridges with animal fat, and it was against Hindus and Muslim religions. And that was the spark, but there's other underlying issues, as we learned about when we were reading the play, and we'll continue that on Friday. And then Kuhil has a different perspective. One called Sepoy Rebellion that the document provides. Do you think this is a trustworthy document? Remember, Kuhil is a. Sorry, I need to stop my webcam. Kuhil is a historian and professor. So historians and professors generally are people who are looking things in there and they're researching. So this is a secondary document. So he's talking about the grievances of their discontent and so on. So really, you only have to read like 3 of these as opposed to 5. But eventually, we're going to use all 5 when we look at the document. So this is due to tonight. So you're going to be. I'm not providing time to screw around. So you need to be going. You probably should have already started this already. If you haven't, you've got work to do. We're going to be We need to be productive. Okay. So that's where we're at with this. It shouldn't be it really shouldn't be a lot of homework because you should be able to finish most of it in class. Whether we're grouped together or not, is going to be kind of dependent on what I see in terms of progress in this for future reference. So what working with other people, quote unquote, working, but we need to be productive. Okay, this is for your planning imperialism test, intro China Japan targets, Wednesday 320. So there is 3 different learning targets that are in addition to the critical reading and visuals for this particular unit. Imperialism, we've done the first 2, the causes, economic, political, social causes, and the technology spread, and how technology contributes to spread. And then the events that weaken China, the Opium Wars, and how did Japan build itself into a world power. We're in the middle of this one, but we're not going to get to this one until after break in terms of testing it. So we're going to test the first 2 learning targets in addition to the reading and visuals. The first 2 learning targets, and that will be for your planning. That will be Wednesday of next week, 320. All right, I will see you on Friday. I will see you on Friday. Until then, manada.